The world gets crazy sometimes. It's crazy all the time. And fellas, sometimes we just need to get away. And down south, we go hunting and fishing to get away. This is the Backroads Podcast. Let's do this. Welcome to the Backroads Podcast. Now, here's your host, Chris Hobbs.
Well, welcome into the program, everybody. Once again, got my co-host with me, one Mr. Lee Pitts. Lee, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Doing great. Just another week has gone by. Another week on the water for you, I know. Let's jump right into it. I know you had, I know you fished, I think, Saturday and Monday. Is that right?
Yeah, it's been, I had a pretty full week last week with clients, but then I got to kind of get out there by myself and fish a little bit and fish for some of them greenheads a little.
There you go. Well, how'd your weekend go? Tell us where you were and, just how the fishing was.
I'm going to tell you something, man. It's been a pretty good, the last probably 8 or 10 days has been good. I've been on Weiss and Neely bouncing back and forth with guide trips. And fish have bit the last week or so. We've had some weather that's cooperated with us, and the fishing's been good. Early in the week, I fished more Weiss, and it's been good. Both had a rider from Indiana come up, and he fished with me, and we did a little interview and some stories, and he caught some pretty good fish up here at Weiss, so that was real good, man. We had a good time, and then I got to bounce back to Neely for the end of the week, and I was trying to kind of put some stuff together on it. I had some crappie fishing and bass fishing mixed in, but I went and fished the Coosa Trail, had a big tournament there Saturday, and man, I'll tell you something, with Neely, which I probably caught more fish than I've caught in a long time at Neely Henry, but they were all the same size, and my size was not what you needed to bring some money home, but hey, I probably caught 30 fish, and I caught them doing what I like to do. I was up in there right there in their face, just flipping and pitching and throwing a frog a little bit. The bites that I missed, the ones that came up and rolled on the frog, I saw them, and they were the same size fish I was catching. So, when you can go like that and catch 30 fish a day, I didn't have but 10, 11 pounds, something like that. But you can kind of tune in and get back to fishing and enjoy a day. Hey, it's fun when you can go catch fish like that. You have a good day.
That's exactly right. And just for the weekend guys that don't tournament fish, that's you can't beat a day like that.
Oh yeah, when you can get out there and take your kids or take your wife or whatever, and just kind of cover some grass, cover some some of these flats and catch fish like that, man, that's fun. It's just having a good time.
I hear you, man. I hadn't got to be on the water yet, so that's giving me the itch to get out there. Cause
I've been calling you.
I know
it ain't my fault. You staying busy. I've been calling.
I know I can't get away, but I have made some time. Kind of set my schedule up for June and probably the rest of the summer. So. Like we talked about last week, we're going to get on the water and we're going to do a little filming and do some instructional type things. But we're also going to turn them cameras off and just fish some.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we can have some days that we can kind of show you some of this, not only us talk about it, but show you some of the things that we're doing, some of the baits we're using and the products that, with my Lose products, my reels and rods, and the biggest thing is show you how some of my electronics are working with my hummingbirds. That's something I think a lot of people enjoy seeing. I'm not a computer guy. I'm not your high-end guys I call it button pushers.
Right.
But on my hummingbirds, I know enough that I can almost be dangerous with it. So maybe I can show you some stuff, and some of you guys that are above my pay scale can take that and run with it.
Well, I mean, you take people like me, that don't fish as seriously as you do, probably don't have that kind of equipment on their boat, and it's not like it's cheap. But I think that'd be a great thing. It'll, because you're going to teach me some stuff too. Because I never had that, high tech stuff on my boat. Had decent stuff, and I had some humminbird stuff before all this new technology came out. But man, I'm looking forward to getting in your Falcon, and because it's a beautiful boat. And
Well,
seeing
thank you. I appreciate that. I
how
need to
all that
need to
works.
start putting a little bit more in the bucket. But yeah, I have been thoroughly impressed and tickled with that boat so far.
Oh, it's beautiful, man. The wrap on it. Whoever did the wrap, shout out to them.
Oh man, that big Johnny
nice.
Edwards over there in Fort Payne at XL Graphics. He's done the last, I think, 4 of mine and the last 3 trucks. Does a great job. Him and his wife run that over there in Fort Payne. If you guys are looking for your business, wrapping something or any kind of stencils or stickers or anything just to give your business a plug, go see old Johnny. He's a good guy. He'll take care of you.
Man, they did an awesome job. I can attest to that. Yeah,
he does a great job.
Now, what about Monday? Tell us a little bit about how your Memorial Day tournament went.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. We had over here at Weiss Lake, and it's the guys up there at Weiss Lake Tackle, they contacted me and told me about something they were putting together about 2 months ago. And they had, and this is going to blow your mind right here, these guys put together a bass tournament for Memorial Day Monday, all right? $50 entry fee, okay? $50. You'll spend $50 buying crickets and minnows and taking your kids fishing.
No, that's true.
They put together a tournament, and it went out of Little River Marina. Little River was the host. They had it set up. They put a $50 tournament fishing for a $5,000 first place.
What?
$5,000 first place
for $50.
They got with some sponsors. They got some people that really jumped on board with this. And man, I want to just say thanks so much for all the sponsors that helped this. The guys at Weiss Lake Tackle, that they made this was amazing. We had 189 boats in this thing.
God.
Okay, they had it set up where everybody you had. They had waters, Gatorades, all kind of soft drinks out there that some of the sponsors donated, where if you didn't have what you needed in your cooler, you just grabbed it and you went on with it. This thing was amazing. It was a great deal. Well, like I said, we had this many boats in it. It went on without any kind of glitches or anything. Everybody worked together with this right here. And some of you guys that have never been to Weiss Lake Tackle, you need to come check them out. These are some good guys. They're set up right there in center on Highway 9 that comes through, right by the college, right across from the college right there. They've got all the bait, tackle, and I mean they're stocking more and more stuff every single day in there. They got a good group of guys working there. Not only do they have the tackle, they work on boats. They've got boats for sale out there. They'll trade boats, sell boats. I mean, these guys are doing it all. And also, they got a buddy of mine out there, old Mr. Tim Starr. If you got a rig you want cleaned up or your truck cleaned up or you need something to shine, this man right here can make it shine. I mean, you pull up there. These guys got it all going on. I mean, it's a great deal. They're doing a good service and a good deal here for our community. If you're coming through our area, I mean, all the Gadsden guys, the Fort Payne guys, the Georgia guys, they're coming over here with the Weiss Lake Tackle and seeing them. I mean, it's just, we're really, really expecting some big things for this next year. Matter of fact, I talked to them on the phone today. They're already starting to plan how they're going to do this and how they can make it bigger and better for next year.
No, it's hard to go. You know, when you start at the top, I mean, well, that's tough to follow up.
They're still climbing. They're still climbing. So,
yeah,
it's one of those deals that I enjoyed it. I fished, and matter of fact, I fished with an old teammate of ours, Scott Keelan. He and I
Scott
fished together.
Keelan.
And we had fun, had a good time. Neither one of us, if we didn't go fishing, we were going to have to stay home and work in the yard with our wives. So we took off and hit the lake.
That's a good
had some
choice.
fun.
That's a good choice.
Yeah,
Well, man,
we thought it was.
that's awesome, man. That's a A+ operation over there. I've seen a lot of I follow them on social media. They've got a good social media, person, whoever handles that. Because look, based on what I've seen, they've got all the latest and greatest baits. They really stay on top of the hottest stuff. And
Well, the thing is, all of those guys fish there. Everybody that works and is affiliated with them, and they've got a lot of guys that kind of, I guess you would say, they're pro staff. They've got several guys that I've fished against forever around here locally that they keep them in the know on what's biting, what baits they need to carry, what sizes they need to carry, and this and that. So, it's not somewhere that you go and you just see they got a bunch of stuff on the wall. I mean, these guys, all of them fish. They know what's happening. They know what's going on, and they keep you up to date with what the latest and greatest is.
No, man, I'm looking forward to see what they come up with next year. That's going to be a go-to tournament for anybody in Northeast Alabama or Georgia, South Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi. Good Lord, that's going to be huge.
They had guys, and like I said, they had guys from Georgia, Tennessee. A lot of guys coming, from Gunnersville that way and over. But you look at it, Bradley Jones and Brooks Goza, they won it. Had a great bag of fish. Had 18 something. And they came in too, and this just shows what kind of money these guys put up. Like I said, once again, a $50 entry fee. All right,
that's amazing.
They had 18 pounds and had a 6-pounder.
That's
they
amazing.
Brought home right at $7,000.
What was the pot for big fish?
I think a little over $1,800. So you go out there and you catch one fish.
Yeah.
On $50, and you bring home $1,800.
That's huge.
Hey, you can go to Piggly Wiggly and get you some steaks, and everybody have a good cookout.
Yeah, it'd take about $1,800 to get steaks nowadays.
Well, yeah, you're probably right there. But I mean, it's one of those things where a lot of these guys, they say, hey, I can go out there and catch 20 or plus or whatever, but I can catch one big one. And that's what this is all about. You go catch one fish, you bring home a chunk of chicken.
Yeah,
and they paid down. It wasn't just a first, second, third place. They paid that money on down through. So I think 13, 14 pounds got a paycheck. So you can't beat that.
Wow. That's amazing.
So
amazing.
Everybody, like I said, go check out Weiss Lake Tackle when you come through our town, and they'll treat you right.
That's awesome. Yeah, I got to swing by there. I see their hats a lot. I'm starting to see their hats on people, not just on their Facebook. So I'm going to swing in there and get me a hat next time I come over there to fish with you.
Yeah, I told him, I said, I got to have one because I think it'll make me look skinnier. I knew you on it. Yes, it's one of them, man about town. They got them sharp hats.
Yeah, they do. They do.
All my stuff got that little sweat ring around it. No, they got them old good-looking hats.
They do. I'm looking forward to getting over there. Well, Lee, I know you got a big weekend coming up this weekend. ABT 100s this weekend, and just tell us about where you're going. And I know you said that this is a place you've never been, and that's always one of the biggest challenges of a tournament fisherman. So, let us know where you're going and what your game plan is.
Well, the thing is, we're headed to Millers Ferry, and I've never been to Millers Ferry. I didn't know there was such a thing, but we're headed that way. And the biggest thing is, I'll punch it into my GPS here in about an hour because I'm fixing to hit the road, and we'll see. I think it's south. I'm pretty sure it's south. I don't know, but I've never been there, never fished it. I know it's on the Alabama River down that way, river system. So what I'm hoping, we'll get there, later tonight, get all situated, set up, and then we can start practicing in the morning. And the biggest thing is just, I think I'm going to ride, graph, look, and just kind of check it out and see. But once again, I've never been there. I don't know kind of what I'm looking at. I don't know if it's brackish water being that far south. I don't know if it's stained water like what we have here, or so that's just something that I've had to pack accordingly, and I don't really know what to expect. So tomorrow morning, I'm like a turkey. I'll wake up in a new world every day.
There you go. Well, look, talk a little bit about the advantages of doing that, going to a body of water that you've never been to, and fishing, but having that advantage of that hummingbird versus 10 years ago when the situations are the same, going to a new lake, but the advantages between then and today.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, and I count so much. My electronics is a big part of what I do. Even though I'm a shallow fisherman, I like to get up there tight. I like to get up there that, where I'm just flipping and pitching, spinnerbait guy, frog guy, this and that. But, man, my hummingbirds, I've learned enough to be almost dangerous with it. So I can go to these new bodies of water, even when I'm coming out of a motel and I'm putting the boat in. You can, with these new units, you can really, really stretch them out. I mean, it's got like the old paper maps that we all use. I still got some. I still use them. But you can zoom this screen out, and really, really see the whole lake. You can see the little pockets, the fingers, and things like this, and get an idea of what you're looking at before you even put the boat off the trailer. You can sit there in the parking lot, and with these hummingbird units that I'm using, I was using Solix on my last boat, and what I've done, and I love my Solix. Don't get me wrong. I had the 12s on there with the big Solix, but it was more designed for the guys that really are computer literate, I guess you would say, and know how to manipulate some of this stuff that you can get the benefits on it. I like to hit a button, cut it on, hit the screen, let's go fishing. So I went back to my Helix just because I'm more comfortable with those. I've got Helix 10s on the 2 behind the dash now and 1 up front. But I can use these screens to really help me fine-tune and pinpoint what I'm going to be doing before I ever put the boat in the water. So a lot of times I'll sit there in the mornings, and just before I even dump the boat, I'll sit there for an hour or two just scanning my screens and looking how the lake lays out, looking where the creek channels are, looking where the pockets are. And this all determines, too, about what time of year it is. If it's early in the spring, the fish are trying to bed, I'm looking for those little pockets off that river that these fish can funnel into and set up and look at what different banks may be flatter, what different banks have a cut in it. I can learn all that before I ever even put the boat in the water. So with these new electronics, especially with my hummingbirds, I can sit there and do my homework and study before the boat ever even gets wet.
Well, you can't. That's undeniable. As far as an advantage, kind of leveling the playing field, because that might be somebody's home lake that's in your tournament, and that gives you the ability to kind of level the playing field a little bit. It's like when they come here to Weiss, that's your home lake, but if they've got the same kind of technology in their boat you do, they kind of level a little bit. Now it's not ever going to be exact because you can't discount years on a body of water.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Sometime, and I don't know if a lot of you've heard about it, but you got that hometown curse on you.
That's true,
and it's
too.
happened to me a lot of the times. Instead of really letting the fish and your equipment tell you what to do, you're looking at it and you know where they're supposed to be. Okay, here's a flat, here's a ditch that comes into it. These fish are going to funnel this and that. a lot of times here at Weiss and Neely, I'm thinking, yeah, I remember, that late March one time I caught these fish and they were here, blah, 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 blah. And if the grass is this way, I'm going to fish this. And then I kind of get to where I see a boat go by me and I know him. Oh, man, he's fixing to hit that spot. I got to go.
Right.
And you kind of, what I call getting spun out, you kind of get spun out and you're trying to hit all the places and the history that you have caught them instead of that day or two, here's what they're doing. You want to fish history, and sometimes it hurts you.
And I've heard that too. Rusty Burroughs, a former professional angler that we've had on the show before, has told me almost that exact same thing.
Don't let him fool you. He's still a pro. He knows what's going on.
Well, he'd listen to the program and he'd go, "Hey, don't be telling anybody I'm a professional. I ain't a professional anymore." But yeah, I agree with you. That joker's got a lot of area knowledge on a lot of different lakes.
He ain't lost no step.
but he'll tell you those young guys that can come in there with those electronics. That kind of levels the playing field with his lake knowledge.
Oh yeah, it does. And the thing is, these are computer guys.
Right.
They know it's almost like they're playing a video game. And the one thing, and I'll tell you this, the one thing that I can tell that some people can't, I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm just smart enough to tell you that I'm not real smart. Okay. I know that. I know I'm not real smart. So I'm not going to go out there and push buttons. And, for instance, I was at Texas one time. We had a rider's camp. And this guy said, hey, man, let's do a little hummingbird thing. Let me explain to us about the pixels and this and that. I said, I'm really not comfortable with that. I said, because I don't know. Come on, man. I'll get over your shoulder with a camera and you do all this. And so he started filming me. And I said, see, I like this right here because it shows where this creek runs in. And it's got a little deep bank over here. And then it opens up to a flat. That's what I kind of like to fish, is that flat. And he went, yeah, I got you. I understand what you're saying now. Let's go something else. But
well, look, man.
You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about the pixels. I don't know nothing about the speed, this, that. I just know I like hummingbird.
Because it does what you want it to do.
It does what I want. It does what I need it to do.
We're at the age where we don't need a lot of information. We just need enough.
Yeah. Just give me enough. Point me in the right way. I'll figure it out.
That's right. Well, look, are we still crappie fishing? The crappie still bite?
A little bit. And you know what's crazy? We had some tough times in really our key season. That late March, we had some weather issues that kind of spun us out. And then in April, we had a good week or so. Then it got summertime. Then it dropped back. But believe it or not, right now, we've still got some fish that you can pull for. You can long line troll for them. And the dock fish are still good. One of the biggest things right now, and what's so crazy, we had a mayfly hatch this weekend. Normally, it's mid-June. I don't know why they call them mayflies when they most time hatch in mid-June. But Bobby Garland has got a brand new bait out called the mayfly. They've had that color mayfly, but now, I don't know if some of you have seen it, but it's just now come out. Right on time. It's a whole different packaging situation. It looks like a wet wipe package where you pop the top up and you push them to the bottom.
Is that to keep them moist? What is? I've seen that.
No. It's already pre-scented. They have got them pre-scented, pre-oiled. It's all right there with the scent in it.
That's pretty cool.
And the thing is, the scent is in the oil base on that is so good. You really can't pull them out of the pack, so you just stick your finger in the bottom, push it right up through a pre-cut slit as you pop that top, and hey, poop, it's like a gumball machine. Here's your next one, pop, and it pops right out.
That's pretty cool.
So look forward in your Bobby Garland distributors and things like that, the Mayfly. They've got 10 of our top colors on that. Here lately, the Mayfly color, bluegrass, and they got, of course, monkey milk. You've always got to have monkey milk. But it's been really producing for me, not only is shooting docks with it, but I've been pulling with it. And fish really relate to it well this time of year. It's got the little appendages on it with the, it's almost like little shark fins on the bottom where the bait will not roll. And then the tail is a forked tail on it. I mean, it's a really neat bait. If you hadn't seen it, I wish I had some way of getting you a picture right now, but it's a bait, probably 2.5 inches long. You know, it may be 3, I don't know, 2.5. But I'm even pulling catching white bass on it.
Dang.
So I mean,
That's
it
pretty
doesn't
cool.
discriminate. It catches them all.
But one thing I can say is that when you're fishing, it's early morning, you're fishing, you had that bacon, egg, and cheese that morning from Jack. Don't if you got some wet wipes in your boat, don't grab the wrong bag.
Yeah.
Don't grab that new Bobby Garland packaging and then go hang off the back of that boat, because you're gonna be in trouble.
No, man, you'll just be loose. You'll be loose for the day. Yeah.
You put a whole new scent on your on your bait
whole new
there.
scent, you'll be loose. You're ready to go.
Well, we did the Bobby Garland. You gonna go with the Mayfly again for the Bobby Garland color of the week?
I will say the color of the week has probably been, and I'm not going to do it. I had a guy call me the other day about this. He said, "You going to do the Cajun cricket?" And I said, "No, I'm not going to do that again." But early this week, Bobby Garland color of the week, Cajun cricket, it's been the one.
Well, I didn't know that you were having requests for that.
They can do the Cajun cricket.
Man, that's awesome. I didn't know you were taking requests for Bobby Garland colors.
Yeah, I got a little bit of Cajun in me.
All right. Well, I know it's getting warmed up, so and I know we said, I think it's been 2 weeks now. We said we are going to be ready in about 2 weeks. Well, let's do the Gene LaRue Biffle Bug color of the week.
You know, it's always got to be for me just that green pumpkin and tipping it just a little bit with a little chartreuse on the tips. I always throw it on that wobble head. You know, it's that Gene LaRue head that you can get with them. And I tell you what, it's getting that time of year that is fixing to start happening. Matter of fact, I threw it a lot Monday. And I could feel good with it. You know, it's just these fish are starting to get out there offshore a little bit, and it's fixing to be killer.
Man, I can't wait. I know you're starting to slow down on guide trips, and we're gonna get in the boat together. And I'm ready. I've been missing it.
I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to just starting out from when we're eating breakfast and just start filming and put the boat in and just let it run, because most of the best days you and I have is when we're not trying to really kind of, okay, here, blah 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 blah, here's the key, here's the point, here's this and that, and we just go fishing. That's when we stroke them most times.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We'll just turn the GoPro on and let her eat. If something great happens, we'll talk about it. If
something bad happens, we can always erase it and start again.
Well, yeah, that ends up happening more than the other, seems like. But
boy, that sunshine this morning really came out bright right at daylight.
It's nice, wasn't it?
It's nice.
Nice, real nice.
That's nice, Clark. Real nice.
Well, all right, Lee, I know you got to get on the road, and man, I can't tell you how appreciative I am of your time. I know it's very valuable. And guys, if y'all have a question for Lee, please don't hesitate to email us. It's thebackroadsinfo@gmail.com. We are getting some questions in, so one episode pretty soon we're going to do just a mailbag, and Lee's just going to answer questions. So make sure you get your question in and be a part of that. But Lee, thanks a lot, buddy. And I think from everybody here, we wish you good luck this weekend.
Man, I appreciate it. Hey, I always love being on with you guys. Thank you for letting me jump on there. But once again, it may be a bunch of worthless knowledge that I give you, but I'm going to shoot you straight and tell you what's going on. So thank you so much for having me, and I'm fixing to put the rubber to the road and let her eat.
Well, be safe out there, and we'll talk with you next week about how you did, and we'll talk about some more fishing.
We might. If it's good, we'll talk about it. If it's bad, we won't talk about it.
Okay. That's a deal.
All right. See y'all.
All right. See you, Lee. Again, guys, thanks for listening. We really appreciate your time. Please follow us if you're following on Spotify or whatever your chosen podcast provider is. Please just hit a follow button. It really helps us out. Lets us know who's listening, and we really appreciate it. Talk to y'all next week.